to $3,000. So if a model comes to me, some traveling art model, and goes like, "Oh, I'm going to send you my price list." I said, "What's your price list?" You know, like a famous model, a gorgeous, a good friend, for how much I know her for. She charges $800 a day. Fair enough, you know. But I often edit for about a week. You know, so to balance this out is my models, they get all the studio shots and they get the finished ones, and they can do with these photos whatever they like. That's my payment to them, because I don't charge them and I don't pay them. So yes, I suck at finance, because photography is not my financial survival. It is just a hobby, and it's for my sanity, and it's absolutely pleasurable and good fun. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, kind of.
So I'm not fucking Jewish. Though.
Quick one.
Yeah. Question number 7. Have you ever considered suicide?
Quick one?
Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was depressed.
How long for?
How long I was depressed for?
Yeah.
3 months.
And you got yourself out of it?
Yes, I got myself a therapist for the first time in my life when I turned 40.
Cool. And you survived?
I did.
You're a survivor.
It wasn't fun.
It's another experience. See, 18 years ahead of you, I know.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. I never thought it would happen to me.
Depression can come in like that.
Yep.
You know, unexpected, and
which made it worse.
Do you know what I think the hardest part about the depression is? Is the admittance that you have it. Because I'm not the kind of the person that is depressed. I will never get it. I'm not mentally unstable. You know, I'm not this and that and that. No. And the cliche put on depression, all of a sudden you have it. You have to admit to it. No. That's probably the hardest part.
No. It was worse than that, because I never believed in it.
Oops.
Until it happened to me. I never believed in it.
And then, out of all people, you have it. Admittance.
No, I just never believed in it until it happened to me. This is like a 3-part question, okay? So part 1 and part 2, you just say yes or no.
Like
just say yes or no for part 1 and part 2, and then I will ask the question, okay? I lost it again. Okay. Do you see yourself as a wise man? I know the answer. You can say it. It's fine.
Is there a middle line, a grey line between yes and no?
Yes and no.
How about yes and yo?
Yeah.
That's my answer.
It's a yes, isn't it?
I
I know you think that. So, do you believe in making a mistake once and learning from it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you've been married twice.
Slow learner. But yes, bastard. Fair enough. Yes. You look like, what, 25? Mm-hmm. Cool.
I feel like 25.
Yes, obviously.
You learned second time. Okay, good. That's good. That's good enough.
You bastard. Why do you bring toilet paper from Cairns to Brisbane?
I'm pretty sure you can still find some toilet paper in Brisbane in some places. But Roberta doesn't drive, my ex-wife. And she can't go to 10 different shops in one day. She only has access to a few that she can walk to.
So you smuggle toilet paper to Brisbane. Is that legal?
I hope it is.
With the cheeky bags. You're a toilet paper hoarder. Oh, you're going to be the papers, Courier Mail, Brisbane,
I can't have a criminal record. I don't need that.
Imagine they would...
I'm smuggling toilet paper to Brisbane, yes.
That would be a story, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Imagine that comes out. Your reputation as a photographer is gone.
I have a criminal record. I can't get a blue card anymore because I was smuggling toilet paper from Cairns to Brisbane. So yes.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Have you ever had a goth phase?
Post-punk, slightly goth. Yes.
Slightly.
Slightly.
Like black fingernails and lipstick.
And eyeliner. And,
And eyeliner.
and black hair.
Oh, I thought you shaved your head.
No. Well, that wasn't later. It started a punk party when I was 19. I put a safety pin through my ear. That's the result of it. It's still there. So when I was 19, I had my ears pierced by myself with a safety pin because it was a punk party. I had longer hair. I dyed my hair black, made it stand up with shaving cream, and I dressed black and had eyeliner. And because I thought I looked incredibly sexy in front of the mirror, every time I walked past, I was like, oh. So I kept that for 5 years.
5 years? That's not a phase. 5
So
years.
I came actually to Australia with black hair. I was 25. Because first it was like wild, like a palm tree type thing. So it was post-punk, in Switzerland you call it Edelpunk. Edel stands for prestige, so prestige punk. But then I shaved the sides, grew my hair, I combed it back. So that was more not punk anymore, so slightly goth. Still dyed black, but with thick gel. I would really tightly comb my hair back, shave my sides. And people would go like, "Oh, you got nice hair. Don't you touch my hair?" No, nothing. Nobody touched my hair. Nobody touched my hair.
No, the fingernails.
It's like peeing on my toilet. Nobody stands in my toilet. Nobody touches my hair. It was the same thing. I really got like, don't you fucking touch my hair. And that, and I always wore black. I had these incredible Dutch cheesemakers pants. They were very wide, and they had this flap up front, where you could keep your hands warm. Had 3 buttons. And then I had the steel belt, heavy chains, and I had jackets. Kruger was a Paris fashion brand who did jackets out of a V-dub Beatles car seats material. So I had a jacket, a short jacket, massive shoulders like this, and I would walk through town like, waving my shoulders.
With your black fingernails and lipstick.
And I had not lipstick a lot, but I had black fingernails.
But you had a little bit of lipstick.
That's occasionally. So that was my punk post-punk period. They were good, It was expressive because I was an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to express myself.
So you do like fashion?
Because if I didn't, if I didn't have the words to express my artisticness. At least I could do it in the way I was walking around, And I had another coat often over that big shoulder jacket, which was longer. That kind of a coat, really long, and that was cool, man. Everything was black,
So, Mark Steiner, you do like fashion?
You a Taurian?
I was born 16th of May, so yeah.
So you kill first and then you ask questions.
Is that your question?
You kill first, then you ask questions?
You're still alive and I'm asking questions. No. First, you break the TV. Then, you break a knee. Then you kill a pet. And then a family member. And then you kill a person.
So it's a calculated, slow process.
It's Italian mafia, yeah. This is how the Italians do.
Okay, fair enough. So that's a slow process. It's not.
If you queue first, you can't get answers. So I'm not that stupid.
You must be quite a unique Taurian then.
You know how much I know about that kind of stuff. What is that called? Archaeology? No.
You don't geology? Yes. It's geology. It's the guys that dig up the dirt for dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they read the star signs.
I thought they were anthropologists.
So you know your shit.
I really don't understand this stuff. You keep saying you're a Virgo.
Yeah, perfect.
and you keep saying
I'm never wrong.
I just don't.
I'm a Virgo. I'm perfect. I'm never wrong.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Next question.
True or false?
Oh, here we go.
In your early 20s, did you have a birthday where you didn't want to spend it with anyone, so you went to a public toilet, had a line of cocaine and wank, and that's how you spent it?
Yes, that was not a birthday. That was a New Year.
Oh my God! They couldn't get it if it was Christmas, New Year, or birthday party.
No, because I was working in a bar, fashion bar, fashionable fashion bar, where everybody had a certain etiquette of how to behave and how they looked. So I was working at the bar behind it, mainly pouring beers and champagnes. That was the main thing. We sold beer and champagne. Carlsberg beer, elephant beer, super strong, and champagne.
Oh, you like elephants?
The trunk is a bit too big for hers.
I will ask you about that later.
Oh, okay. And nevertheless, so I was working for New Year at the bar, and I just wanted to avoid, that 12 o'clock, Happy New Year, kisses, thousands of kisses, and I just could not bear the thought of hugging 200 people in the bar, and it didn't mean anything to me, It's like a second later, it's like a New Year, So I had this brilliant idea that I would hide on the toilet. So I would go about 5 to 12. I went to say, I really need to go, Say, no, you go. Just come back on time. So I went to the toilet, 20 to 12. I had a pee because I had to. And then on the toilet reservoir, I put a line of Coke there. And come exactly 12 o'clock, I had a line of Coke. I was young, okay? I was young. Not smart, I was young. So I had a line of Coke, and I had a wank. And I was 23. It was my 23rd year of existence, but New Year, and I celebrated New Year by myself in the toilet. I'll never forget that.
With Coke and a wank.
And a wank,
What a good way of finishing the year. Yeah.
And it's memorable. I used to christen many toilets, in my younger years in my hometown, but that was the most memorable one. What do you think of my photography?
What I think of your photography? Wow, that's a question. We talked about it before.
Yeah, but not in an interview. That was private. Now it's official. It's public. It's public.
No, everybody. Nice.
3 cameras, everybody. 5 cameras.
Well, I like your work, otherwise I wouldn't follow your work and like it, because, I don't like stuff that I don't like, right? It's not something I would do myself, you know that, because I don't like Photoshop. What I think of your photography?
Yeah, why do you like it, Yeah, I like it because I like it.
No, so we talked about you being a visual artist, not just a photographer. I'm just a photographer.
Yeah, but I'm not a photographer either.
I am just a photographer. You are more than just a photographer.
What do you mean more?
Because
I'm less a photographer, more of an artist. So therefore.
Yeah. Anyway, it's because you use the photography to create a different art. You don't just take a picture. Right? I take a picture, of course, there's more to it. We have to set up, have to imagine how it's going to look like, that's what I do. But what you do is like, you imagine something most of the time. Sometimes you don't even. You just take a picture and then you come up with something else. So the question is why, or no, do I like your photography?
Yeah, why do you like my photography? Why do you like what I do?
Why I like?
I mean, it's a big question, but you can simplify it. We can go to the dynamics of the shed. We can.
There's all that. No, but just the actual image that you create. It's like the other day we were talking about how you can sell prints and I can't. You could if you wanted to. And I can't, because what you do is not photography. So it's not like, why do I like your photography? Because it's not photography anymore. You went in, a different. You transcended the photography. I take pictures. That's what I do. I take photos. I'm a photographer. You take the photos and then you turn them into something else. It's art. And what?
Talk about me for a change.
I am talking about you.
Okay, cool. It's like.
I am talking about you, but from my perspective.
I want to talk about me now.
Oh, you're going to talk about
Can
me.
I talk about me?
But you asked me a question.
Yeah, because it's all about me. So I use. It's like using photography as a bridging media for artistic expressions.
Yeah, you're a visual artist. Yeah.
I'm just helping you to express properly.
I'm thinking, okay. Because we talk about all these other photographers I like, and I can't explain why I like them, right? I just like the work, and I usually don't like what you do from other people. I've seen lots of people doing composites, and I usually don't, but yours I do because you. How can I explain this? It's just probably because I know you.
Yeah.
I know how you sit down and you play with things, and I know your process, and I know how you get to the final image, kind of thing. I mean, even that image of Aurora with the things that you're working on, and you're not happy, and I know you're trying. I understand the process, and I love the process, and it's I don't know. I bought one of the pictures. It's the only one on my walls that's not mine.
And I made sure he paid for it.
Yeah, I paid for it. He forced me to it.
We didn't pay rent for 3 weeks, so.
Fair, but I was buying groceries and alcohol. Do you see Instagram as a platform that is beneficial or detrimental for your art? And why do you believe that to be the case?
Absolutely beneficial. I call it my walking gallery, because occasionally I pick people from the street. Like Aurora is a good example. I stalked her and walked behind her for a while, and I went like, there's something unique there. And then I made the effort to quickly whiz past an aisle so I can confront her and look at her face. And I did, and I looked at her and went like, okay, there was nothing there. There was something there, but it was not what I hoped, what I saw from the back. So I walked past and said, oh yeah. And then she went from Kmart to Target, and I saw her in Target again because I was with a client.
Kmart to Target.
Yeah, okay.
That's Cairns Central.
Yeah, okay.
I know the city better than he does.
So I'm from Switzerland. Down under. She's like, so okay, I have an excuse, So, and then, I walked past her, because she had this very stern face. She was in thought, she was listening to music. And then I walked out, and yet, still, again, walking out of Kmart, Target. Okay, Target. I said, no, I'm going to turn around and talk to her and find out what this person of slight interest, what emotions I get from her. So I went to her and I said, excuse me, can I talk to you? I'm a photographer, and I look for unique faces. And she goes, sorry, can you say this again? She took the earphone. So I repeated this. And
I can actually picture her doing that.
She took her headphones out, and then I said, look, I don't want to come across as dodgy, but I'm a photographer and I always look for unique faces, for characters. And then she smiled, and that smile just melted, And then we ended up chatting in front of Target for Target for about 20 minutes, and to prove that I was not entirely a dirty old man, is I had my Instagram, which is what I call my walking gallery. So if I have to make a point or prove my position as for what I do, I can show it. So I find Instagram absolutely beneficial, also to make international contacts, national as well as international. I'm in regular contact with, I consider her a friend. even though we've never met. We were on the phone once, but every now and then again we chat, and what comes across is this like-minded interest. She's a art model in Adelaide. I made contact with other photographers before getting to you. I had a few international collaborations with models. My last one was my Bacchus series with a gay, utterly fat gay Frenchman. They call themselves Bear. They're hairy, hairy chest, big belly. And he was the perfect Bacchus. So we started chatting. And then he had a photographer, which I followed as well, which I took the pictures with him and a couple of other models. They sent me the raw images. And I worked these images, send it back, and it was an international collaboration. So I sent inspirations to him, said, look, this is what I'd like you to do if you can, because I want this Bacchus impression. Bacchus is a Greek god of the wines, fat, and grapes, and things like this. So I wanted him to become my Bacchus. It's an incredible tool, but this is how we got to know each other as well, because my daughter went to Brisbane, got in contact with you, you took photos of her, and I complimented on these photos, even though you were going to delete me because you thought I was a stalker, because you took incredible photos of my daughter, which made me proud to see, and I'm not prude, I don't mind tits and bums, if it's my daughter or not, visually, so no problems with that. And you had a beautiful representation of her. I complimented you on it, but I came to a point where then I felt that maybe I have to say something before you get too weird, and I said, I'm actually Raphael's dad, and you went like, oh, I'm so sorry, because what he was probably thinking is not what he was expressing in words, so he was more sorry for what he was thinking than what we actually...
because the way it goes is I remove people from my Instagram if I think they just... if they're not in the industry, I remove them. I don't want them following me.
Yeah.
And your message actually said, you made Elle look $1 million.
Yeah.
That was your message. And we started talking. He kept talking about her, and I'm like, okay, this guy's been interested in my model. I can't have that. So yeah, it's good that you actually said that.
Yeah, I said, by the way, I'm her dad, and you went like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because otherwise we wouldn't be here.
Fair. So yeah. So Instagram, I find it absolutely beneficial, and Facebook as well, in case that was going to be another question.
No.
So these social media platforms, for what I do, are incredible for contacts. Also prove, like this is what I do. I'm not the, that kind of a guy. So yes, beneficial. Absolutely.
It only works if you have good work to show for that.
Well, yes.
Right. Yeah. Anyway.
Bruno. Yes, Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Why did you move to Cairns?
Oh no. That's right. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Or what made you leave Brisbane then? Maybe that's an easier question.
No, that's worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came to Cairns for the first time in September 2020. It wasn't really my first time. I came here before as a tourist a long time ago. But I came here to see you when the shit show was starting in my life. Things were going to shit. And you started showing me all these beautiful places and beautiful people.
Because there's only beautiful places and beautiful people here.
And I actually said that to you when I came back for the second time for New Year's.
I know what you're doing, you said. I know what you're doing.
I know what you're trying to do. But I never thought I would actually do this. But I kept coming back. So in
because
12
looks. Because I'm so good looking.
Because you're beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah,
stunning.
In 12 months, I came here 6 times.
You must be really good looking.
So at some point I thought I wanted to try that, but my plan was to work towards it. Like my original plan was like 2 years. In 2 years, I'm gonna move to Canada. I'm gonna have all my clients organized in a way. But then I wanted to get out of there. I needed to.
Change of life, change of scenery.
The idea of the slower pace is something that I wanted to try because...
Well, you came from a big city. You went to a smaller city. No, you went to another big city, Sydney. Then you went to a smaller city, but still a city, and Cairns is rural.
Yeah.
So everything is like...
Yeah, so I am from a city more like Cairns, just different climate and everything, but same size and same...
So back to the roots.
Yeah, it was just different because it's Brazil, so everything is different. You walk everywhere because the cities are compact and stuff like that. But it was, it was a smaller town. I lived there until I was 23. And then I went to a bigger city, more like Brisbane. And then from there I went to Sydney, which everything's quick, and then Brisbane. And I am always on the go. I'm always like go, and I need to slow down. And I thought this was...
Well, you're 40 years old now, you know. You know, it's time to relax a little bit. Do you know the story of Father Bull and Son Bull on top of a hill?
Oh my God!
You know, Father Bull and Son Bull sitting on top of the hill. They're standing on top of the hill. You know, they're looking down into the valley. And there's hundreds of cows, beautiful cows. You know, good-looking cows. You know, sexy cows.
This actually is only the second time I heard this story.
You know, and then Son Bull goes to Father Bull, Dad. And Father Bull goes, yes, son, what is it? Say, let's run down and fuck one. You know, Dad goes like, no, Son Bull, we're not. We're walking down and we're fucking them all. So relax, okay? You know, we've got plenty of time.
Calm your balls. No, but this is who I am. I am always on like go mode. And this is a chance for me to... It's like film. It's like shooting film. It's a chance for me to slow down.
No, good thing.
You know, and I am, at the end of the day, I am 14,000 kilometers away from my family. And here, for the first time in 12 years of Australia, this is the place where I found people I consider family. So, like, you know, in between, you know, with all that was going on and being depressed and all that, I'm like, I should probably try something different like that. So,
good spot. Okay.
So, yeah. It's not the place, it's the people. It's with me, it's always like that. It's never the place. And I never move because of the place. It's always the people. I came to Australia. I came here because of Roberta.
Yes.
I followed her.
She was here first.
It wasn't because of the country I want to live in Australia. I never thought about leaving Brazil at all. I came here, and then
Australia is full of kangaroos and koala bears. That's cute. That's what tourists know.
I never considered leaving the country. It's not even about Australia. It's about leaving the country. I never thought about leaving Brazil at all.
I'm listening. Just continue.
So I came here because of a person, and then the reason I moved to Cairns is the same. I moved to Cairns because of the people, not the place.
What were they like elephants?
I don't know. You mentioned before.
No, you mentioned elephants.
No, you mentioned elephants as well. So you like elephants, and you're like, yeah. So do you like elephants because they have these big dicks on their faces? Is that why you like them?
If you had a penis growing on your forehead. No, I'm asking you now. If you had a penis growing on your forehead, fully erect, and you need to be able to focus from looking at the distance to its tip, how long would that take you to do this? What do you reckon, seconds?
You have a dick growing from your forehead.
Yeah, and it'd be erect. And you look in the far distance, and then quickly you would need to shoot your eyes up and you look at its tip of your dick. How long would it take you to focus? What do you think?
You can't because of your balls.
That's it, hanging in front of your eyes. So bingo. No, I don't care about elephants.
Okay.
Okay, true or false? When you drink wine, don't you wish it was gin tonic instead? But the only reason you don't is because wine is cheaper?
It's false.
Oh, it's false. Okay. My next question.
Oh, really?
You're doing one, yeah.
Why
the fudge do you like natural light?
Why the fudge do I like natural light? You're talking about photography now.
Yeah, you're Brisbane's most famous fashion photographer. So how the hell do you like a natural light? It keeps changing. It's like it's never stable. It's like all over the place.
No, it can be stable. It can be. It can be changing all the time. It can be stable. You know, if you knew your studio lights, you would understand that what we do in the studio is try to replicate natural light.
Yeah, but it's stable.
Yeah, you have
It
full
is
control.
stable. So that means, in my case, I can concentrate on poses, on the model, instructions, share, collaborate, bring.
I don't even understand your question. Most of the time, I'm in the studio with artificial light.
I had few shoots, many shoots outside, but the one which was mostly impregnated into my brain was my Six Wolves, where I had six models in positions and they had to carry each other. It was like,
we can actually overpose
and
photos in
then
this
I was
thing.
ready to shoot, and then all of a sudden the sun came out and destroyed the whole settings, and then they had to. How the hell?
And then you just have to be quick and change your settings. What's the problem?
Yeah, but that doesn't work for concept shoots.
For what?
Concept shoots. What I do.
Well, if you want a specific light, then then you bring the light with you.
But if you take lights outside, shoots outside natural lights, are you constantly changing?
It depends on the day. Sometimes you have clouds coming and going. Sometimes you don't, and the light's always the same. Light is light.
If you live in London, if you live in London, then of course you have constantly.
It's not about liking natural light. I am okay. So when I started photography, I didn't have a studio. I was always outdoors, and I used to say I was a natural light photographer. You know why? Because I didn't know how to use flash. And one day I saw some dude saying that on YouTube, and I'm like, oh shit, he's right. So I learned flash photography. Now it's not about liking natural light or not liking it. I use whatever light's available. I don't care. The light, you just need to know how to use the light, being studio lights or natural light.
Because you don't always have 100% comfortable or super professional models who know how to move, how to look, and and some of them do need instructions. So the concentration is there because you got that one shot in mind, which you would love to have for the model to represent, because this is your collaboration and the inspiration, the ideas you have, and then the concentration is there, and you can't use the P for professional settings. So
I don't even use the aperture priority.
Manual, and then all of a sudden you got the picture, and then the light changes. And this, for me,